Hello, and welcome to another edition of Zoltan's Insane Yamyams. And today I have a very special challenge to take the worst cut of meat and make the tastiest meal. Now, usually the answer is simple. You make a stew. That's simple. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the worst cut of meat and transform it into a hamburger. As always, hit subscribe. I'm Zoltan, and let's go! Here I've already made the hamburger meat because YouTube won't let me show that part. It's really nice. There is little bits of hair and stuff in it still, but you can just kind of pick that stuff out, and I'll just get rid of this and all right. Yeah, so first we want to make sure we hold on to the juiciness of this meat. So first we're starting with breadcrumbs. I like the breadcrumbs that are panko because they are a little crunchier and they actually soak up the juices of the meat a little bit better. Now, with this cut of meat, you're also going to need spices. So, black pepper. I like the black pepper that has the grinder on top because I feel like the grinding of the pepper really adds to the freshness and the flavor. Now, if you have pepper, you also need its brother, salt. Now, this is a sea salt grinder, which you'd think would be good, but that's not what I recommend. I recommend onion salt. Onion salt's going to bring that more classic hamburger taste to this cut of meat, and that's really what we're going for in making these hamburgers. Now, here's a spice you might not really think of, basil. Basil adds a lot of protein to the meat. I mean, this meat already has a lot of protein, but I think basil adds a nice earthy taste to this. Now, next we need garlic. Now, if you know Zoltan, I'm not using any garlic powder. Here we go. Fresh minced California garlic. You know how I love my garlic. Now, you might be thinking you need something to hold all this stuff together. And you might be thinking about using the common use, which would be an egg. But I personally don't like adding other animals to this cut of meat, so I'm going to be using something else. And that is olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil, just like the meat itself. I'm just kidding. I didn't ask him. And finally, there's one thing, and that's toppings, and that's, of course, going to be a green onion. You need to face it. Green onions just make people better. Now it's time to choose a knife for our green onion, and I've chosen Sandra. Sandra and I have been through a lot together. I just love the way she feels in my hands. My favorite part about her is how sharp her blade is. It's just so sharp. It's just so sharp. It's just... Here come the choppies. It's my favorite part. Now, if you're anything like me, you might want to loosen up a bit. If you're like me, you have terrible joint pain. So then you want to grab your knife, and you're just going to make quick vertical swipes. Just cut your way down so you get those beautiful green onion rings that taste so good. You just want to keep going. Oh, Sandra! Oh. I'll be right back. Now, I have duct tape. Always keep duct tape in your kitchen for various reasons. You can just take a little bit and wrap that around, and then I'll just keep everything nice and in place. Now you can keep working. All right, so you just want to cut up enough for your burger, so finish cutting up your onion. Now it's time to transform this cut of meat into beautiful hamburger meat and bring out those delicious flavors. First, we're going to start with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. It's very important that you measure this out. This is going to be the glue that kind of holds everything together. And speaking of making sure everything is measured out, garlic. You don't want to go overboard with the garlic. So just 1 spoonful will be just enough. Just a dab will do ya. Now, we want to bring in some of the spices. The spices, just do what you want. I'm just going to add some pepper in here. Just grind that in there as much or as little as you want. I'm going to do the same thing with my onion salt. Just sprinkle that on. You might not want as much onion salt as I have, but I'm a big fan. So the other one would be the basil. Again, just as little or as much as you want. I like a nice good dusting here. With the spices, it's really up to you, but one that's important to measure out is the garlic. Just 1 teaspoon of garlic. You don't want to overdo it. Just a little dab will do ya. Now, we got to bring in the breadcrumbs. Now, with the breadcrumbs, you just want to basically give a nice coating of this. You're going to mix it in, but you want a lot, so you want to really cover everything in there. It's not an exact measurement, but you know what you do need an exact measurement for? That's right. Garlic. Just 1 spoonful of garlic. You don't... 1 second. Shut up! Shut up! You're ruining it! You ruined my garlic joke! Shut up! Just 1 teaspoon of garlic. Just a little dab will do ya. Now, once you've got all that stuff added, I always say you want to add something special, and I always like to put myself into the work. So, luckily I already have this that I can just tear open here, and then just put a little pressure, little pressure there, there we go, a little more, there. Always put yourself into your work. Then it's time for the mixing, and once you get that all combined, you're going to make those into the patties. Just mix them up, mix them. Sorry for the post-production voiceover over this here sped-up footage, folks, but my house guest was just being very rude during the cooking segment. They just don't listen. They just don't listen. Anyway, you want to cook to your level if you want it rare or if you well done. Just make sure you only flip once and never push on the top. Let the grill do the work, and you want to keep all those sweet, sweet juices in there. It should take about 30 time-lapse seconds. So there you have it, the perfect burger made from the worst cut of meat. Now, you might be thinking that this is a little boring. Where are the toppings? There's no cheese, there's no onion, there's no lettuce. Well, there is one topping that I like, but this topping has to be raw and it has to be fresh. Be right back. Please, just let me go. I won't tell anybody. Please, just let me go. Wait, what are you doing? What? There we go. We just lay that right on top. Push that down. And now we truly have the perfect burger. Subscribe for more Insane Yamyams. Bye.